flowers and houseplants from time to time, but do you go for real or faux? To help you choose, please welcome designer Jennifer Reid. There was a time when faux was like, no.
Oh, trust me, I always used to do real flowers, and I used to sort of make fun of people that had fake flowers in their houses. But no, they've come a long way now. They really have. In fact, I've brought some examples that we'll go through in a minute. But you know what? If you put a succulent on a shelf, and you have real or fake, I would dare most people to be able to tell the difference.
Right, they wouldn't really tell. We've got a picture from your place right now, and you've got a gorgeous little succulent there on the shelf. Is it real?
It's fake, baby. I got so tired of killing succulents and having to pull them out and deal with the soil and have to do them again. And by the time I did it 3 times, I had already paid for a fake one, right?
Yes.
So it's just not worth it. They're so good these days, and they bring such life and texture to your house. They really have become part of interior design these days. So hence why we've got a few examples to go through.
Okay, so let's go through them. Where do you want to start?
Okay, so let's start over here with flowers. And look, at the end of the day, if you're having guests over, of course you're going to go buy some real flowers, right?
Yeah.
But maybe you're like me and you love having flowers around all the time. They make me happy. They fill the house with joy. So if you're buying flowers, let's say every week, right? They only last about a week. You're spending 20 bucks a week. That adds up. By the end of the year, you've spent $1,000. Yes. To do faux, $450.
And that's for life.
And that's for, well, okay, so here's the trick.
Is it for life?
Here, this one is not. So these are real roses, okay? These ones are actually preserved. So they take the sap out of the roses, they fill it full of glycerin, and they last for 2 years.
So these ones are gonna last for 2 years?
Exactly.
So they're almost like a real.
Well, they're real. They've just been modified a tiny bit. Right. And they last 2 years as long as you don't touch them. But look at that. Like, yes, one is a lighter pink. You can't tell the difference if those are on your coffee table.
Also, still less expensive than buying a fresh thing of roses every week,
and they look gorgeous all the time.
That is really lovely.
Okay, so we'll move on to our succulents. Okay. This is the kind of thing you're going to put on a coffee table or on a shelf. Right. Look at that. Like,
I'm trying to figure out which one's faux here, to be honest with you.
You cannot tell the difference.
So this is faux?
So that is faux.
Okay. I had to touch it to tell.
I pulled this up this morning, put it all together. This one is the one in that picture that sits on my bookshelf. No one can tell the difference.
Yeah, absolutely they can.
Now, here's a trick too. Okay. If you're going to do faux, see how we've got the moss in both? Yes. Add the moss so that you don't see the fake bottom plastic container, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
What are we talking about in terms of price differences here?
So this cost about $60. Yep. And again, if you're really good at keeping it alive, might last a couple of months. Me, I'm lucky if I get a month or two.
I'm like
this one is $350, lasts forever.
Forever.
Ever.
Yeah,
it's
dust it, guys. That's all you. That's your only commitment here, to get the dust out, maybe wash it a couple of times, and you're good.
Okay, so let's move on to the orchid.
Okay.
Orchid, we've got real and faux. This is the kind of thing you can keep in a bathroom. Okay. It's, again, you cannot tell the difference here, right? This is definitely an area where it's worth doing the faux. This one costs $65. It will lose its leaves. If you can bring an orchid back, I'll pay you $1,000. I can't bring an orchid back. It's just not happening. The faux costs about $260. Right. Lasts forever.
Very nice.
And now moving into plants. Yeah. I don't keep a ton of plants because, again, I tend to kill them.
You're a killer.
But you can't tell the difference these days.
No, you can't.
So this is a BENJAMINA, a FICUS BENJAMINA. We've got the real and the faux. Right. Great little pots. Put these in a corner. The problem with North Toronto homes, we don't have light. Yes. Right? We just don't have light. Anywhere in Toronto, we don't have a ton of light. They need light. Right. So going faux is really great. You're talking $30 for the real and $60 for the faux.
Oh my gosh, that's a deal for the faux. I mean, you're having that forever.
Exactly.
It's going to last forever.
And now this guy, this is called a variegated rubber plant. Yes. Okay. These are the same price, $30 for faux or real.
Okay, got it.
Deal of the century, right?
Total deal of the century. It's not going to grow, but
no.
Get the size you want.
But it brings texture and life.
It totally does. And that's all you're looking for often, just a little bit of green. Finally, let's do these.
The cacti. So we've got the real and the faux. These are just a fun thing to stick on a shelf, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Cute and fun.
So you can totally get away with going faux with this. You can even have this at your desk.
The only reason I can tell that's real is it's darker. And if you touch it, it's a bit squishy, right?
Got it.
But that's it.
And one last one, the ficus.
Yeah, we got to get to the ficus. This is the plant that everyone puts on Instagram. You see it everywhere on social media. It's in everyone's house.
Yes.
But again, this guy needs light, bright light.
Yes.
So this fake one, you cannot tell the difference. Now, as long as you put it in a pot and you don't just throw the plastic on the floor. And again, if I had a bit more time, I might have put some moss or put some birch in there.
Soil.
Right? You can put whatever you want.
Whatever.
Mulch is a great option to fill it with so that it looks more natural.
Yeah.
But honestly, we've got the real is 100 and the faux is 200.
Oh, that's great.
It's lasting for life.
I'm really happy that we've all come around to this place in our lives where I can have my faux plants. And not be judged by Cityline designers. Yes.
No, you're good to go now.
This is a victory for me. I love that.
Now.
Huge thank you to Mimi and Rye, Sheridan Nurseries, Flower Plus, and Home Sense. You're going to find more information on our website for all these gorgeous varieties. Just go to cityline.tv. Thanks, Jen.